nephews. It is I, your weird Uncle Rald. And today we are going to do another tier list for a cartoon. So with me is my lovely co-host, Disembodied Voice.
What's up, guys?
And our tier list is going to be on the show Bojack Horseman. It is on Netflix. It is very fantastic. I think it's a masterpiece of animation. So we're not here to talk about the show and the story, which I think is nearly perfect. We are here to talk about the characters, and we're going to put the characters in this tier list. By the way, spoilers! So, we're going to go over what the tiers stand for. S is super awesome. A is just regular awesome. B is below awesome. C is certainly not awesome. D is, was it dreadfully or definitely not awesome?
I think it was dreadfully.
Okay, dreadfully not awesome. E is...
I feel like dreadfully not awesome is definitely worse than So maybe it should be SABCEDF.
I'll talk to our team on the next
the alphabet team.
Yeah, my team going over the alphabet.
See if we can rearrange the alphabet.
And F is ha 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 ha, which is bad, but that's what it is. We're gonna start out with the main character, and that is the titular character, Bojack Horseman. So Shaw and I are here to discuss and debate the important issues. The important issues being what tier Bojack goes in on our tier list. So, Shaw, would you like to kick us off?
I feel like right off the bat, I want to give Bojack an S, just because he's so complex. The show starts out as like kind of this like silly, kind of edgy cartoon, and it evolves into so much more. And with it, like Bojack changes a lot, and I think it's so interesting when shows make a character go through so much change. And you know, there's even points in the show, I mean, he's an asshole overall, but you know, you kind of sympathize with him, but there's points where you genuinely hate him, and it doesn't even feel like it's his show anymore, because he can be such a bad guy, and it's hard to do that, and especially in a cartoon, you know. And praise to Will Arnett for pulling that off too. Terrific vocal talent. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to say S. I feel like he's just has so much depth.
I agree, and here's why. I think Bojack definitely has the benefit of being the main character in this show and going through so much change and having so much happen to him. Because if Bojack was the side character in any other show, I feel like it would just be a disaster and you would just hate that character. I really think that like any main character is going to be fleshed out a little bit more, obviously, and I really think that it being his story and you seeing it unfold like through his perspective.
Maybe he doesn't go through a lot of change. He's kind of the same for a lot.
I think that too, but like he does go through like little changes at least.
It feels like he changes.
But like that also makes him a lot more believable and a lot more like it's a lot more realistic of a show for that reason as well. Because, you know, a lot of people change, but some people don't, and some people can't.
Yeah, I definitely think...
in certain aspects, I think.
You know, he does a lot of bad stuff to a lot of people, and he does get away with a lot of it until, he doesn't.
Well, and I also think that a main character doesn't have to necessarily be likable, although I think Bojack is likable in certain ways because he is very sympathetic. But I think a main character just has to be entertaining. And not only is Bojack entertaining because he's funny, but he's entertaining because of all the vast changes and events that happen to him and what he goes through as a character.
Yeah, and he's very self-aware. He knows the whole time, and he hates himself so much, and I think, like, there's a difference between an asshole character like Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Who every episode is gonna womanize and like...
Yeah, it doesn't go through any change.
And be really annoying and always get the laugh, and it kind of just like leaves it at that. But Bojack, even when he gets away with stuff, his inner monologue is always like right on pulse with like, I'm doing shitty things.
Well, and even if he doesn't change like as a person and become a better person, aspects of him change. Where he, like, learns different things.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. He has, like, little kind of totem moments where he has these lessons that he kind of, like... And then it's, like, at the end, it's, like, putting all those lessons together and finally figuring out, why he is the way he is. And, it's pretty... just the fact that you can talk about him so much shows how...
S-tier!
Shows how S-tier he truly is.
Super awesome. We're gonna give him S-tier for sneezing. Next is Todd. And I am very lukewarm on Todd because, like... I'm only a fan of, like... the dopey character if it's done very specifically. And, like, there are points of Todd where I'm like, okay, is he just, like, being silly and random for the sake of it? I know it all ultimately is story-driven, but, like... Aaron Paul does a great job, though. I think if another actor did it, I would hate it significantly more.
I think there's a quote from... Oh man, what episode is it? He's with Diane, and they're kind of talking about how they perceive each other, and Todd says, I just feel like I'm in a series of, loosely related misadventures. Mm-hmm. And Diane says, I think that's what being in your 20s is.
That's a good point.
So, like, Todd is pretty much a representation of being in your 20s and having no clue what you're doing and, like, just going through so much goofy bullshit.
That moves him up on the tier list, in my opinion.
I think you're right, though. He's obviously supposed to be, like, goofy, but, which they do play up a lot, but then they always have a reason, and I feel like he just has so much depth. He's not just a goofball. You learn about his life and how he feels. He's also, it's a big deal. He's asexual because I don't think there really is much asexual representation.
I do like that.
So that's really neat. And, I think he's pretty genuinely funny, and he's a genuinely nice kid who's just, like, trying to figure shit out. And that's cool.
Where would you put him?
I put him at, like, A. Well, I want to say S.
Okay,
let me just get this out of the way. I would easily put all these in S.
This joke again.
No, but it's true. I love them all so much.
I said B, so let's put him at A. We'll split the difference.
Is that splitting? Yeah, okay.
Okay, next up, Diane. Okay, so same kind of thing with Todd. Like, she's the archetype of the wet blanket, like the Kyle or like the Squidward, where it's like Hey guys, I'm the voice of reason.
What does Sabrina call, or Sarah Lynn calls her?
Asian Daria.
Asian Daria.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Diane is a lot more relatable and likable though than any of those characters. And I feel like she hits this representation of women that is very interesting, where it's like she's not necessarily into being part of like the popular people or, you know, Hollywood's equivalent of it, but she's not like interested in being like a nerd either. So she kind of like falls in the middle and like awkwardly like does kind of both. And I feel like there's a huge hole of representation of like that kind of personality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like it's either usually the extremes, and
yeah, like this girl's completely a nerd, or this girl's completely into her looks.
It's not like that makes her average. Like she's just like so like a normal person.
Yeah,
like, you know, they just always. I feel like a lot of shows portray characters either one
in such an extreme manner.
Yeah. Especially maybe women.
And I really like the story arc she goes through towards the end. I really feel like her character stays a little stagnant until she like divorces Mr. Peanut Butter. But I really like her arc going through the writing and her trying to write something that like accumulates everything, and she writes something that is good but it isn't what she expected it to be. I really appreciate that because I think that shows a lot in a character, that she's willing to change and grow and accept things about herself.
Yeah, she is like the force of, like, I feel like she is always trying to advance, and like, you know, Bojack stays a lot the same but like changes in little ways. Well, she's like always looking for like drastic ways to change, you know, until later on, and all the while, yeah, like you said, just still writing and being a writer, like no matter the gig or like how stupid she might think it is or whatever, like she just always is working and trying to make stuff.
Where would you put her?
I put her in I put her in S, I think.
I would give her an A.
I mean, we'll put her in between S and A.
Okay, that works for me.
You know what SA stands for? Silly ass.
Oh my god.
Who's that dog?
Mr. Peanut Butter, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. He's the only one who got a real introduction. But he's so fun, you know? It was necessary. But like, again, Mr. Peanut Butter, when we first started watching Bojack, I hated Mr. Peanut Butter a lot. I did not like anything he was in, but he's really grown on me as a character.
See, like, he's supposed to be the thing that, like, never changes.
Yeah.
He's, like...
the happy guy. Yeah. Was it Zoe or Zelda?
He's more like Bojack because, you know, they're both celebrities. Kelsey has that one line about how people reach their age of stagnation. And, like, Bojack and Mr. Peanut Butter... Like, Mr. Peanut Butter is, like, he's got super nice demeanor. He's you know, the nice guy, the dude, he's the yellow lab. He's like the most, I'm
happy to see him.
Everyone loves to see a dog, and, like, everyone loves him, no matter what. You know, with good reason. He's a super nice, decent person.
He's nice, and he's generous.
He's not, like, the smartest guy, but he has a lot of
he works
charisma, and he works hard.
Yeah.
But he also tries to live so much kind of like in the past. Like he doesn't want to move
kind of
on.
like Bojack.
Yeah, a lot like Bojack. They live basically the same life. Like, that's
so interesting
because they're both the same level of celebrities. They're both on a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but Mr. Peanut Butter is just like such a likable personality. But he, that whole thing with all his relationships and his ex-wives and him trying to be young forever and also just never being on his own. Like, he never has time to himself. Like, he's always trying to find people to fill his time with, which is pretty interesting in a character like that. Because he acts really happy, but it's like, is he, kind of thing.
Well, and he deals with it in a different way than Bojack does.
Yeah, exactly. He's not like off the rails.
Yeah.
Crazy drug binge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's really likable. I think Paul F. Tompkins again is so fucking funny. I don't think we said anything about Diane's voice actor. Brie Larson is really good too.
They're all great.
Yeah, I mean, so fucking good.
Where would you put them?
I'm not gonna put any of these characters below A. So S or A, whatever you want to do.
Let's give him an A.
I really like him.
Okay, next we have Queen Princess Carolyn. She was voiced by Amy Sedaris, who one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Fantastic. I really liked Princess Carolyn from the beginning. I love characters that work very hard and are very ambitious. And she embodies that in a cat person. I really admire this character, and I think she's a full character because like she gets what she wants, but she has like both internal and external hurdles that she needs to get over.
Yeah, big struggle and endlessly hardworking, self-made.
Yeah.
Just so respectable, but at the same point, like, so hell-bent on, perfection and working so hard that she's definitely, like, stressed out a lot. And, and she helps Bojack a lot, and she looks out for him, even though...
I think a good character is expressed through their strengths are their weaknesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, her strength is she is, like, this awesome, like, go-getter. But, like, her weakness is she's stressed out because of it. That's, like, a great, like, combination.
Yeah.
In a character.
Yeah. And she's just a full-fledged force. Like, she moves the story along so much. She's the one that gets everything done and, like, connects all these people. She's Bojack's agent.
Yeah.
She's Mr. Peanut Butter's agent. She lets Todd
I'm the plot fairy.
Yeah.
If it weren't for me, there'd be no fucking plot.
She's definitely, like, I would put her, like, her and Bojack are the main characters.
Yeah. For sure.
Diane's, like, the close next one.
Yeah.
If not the third main character. I would put her at S, no question.
I'd put her at S as well.
Strong female
S
character.
for strong, independent woman.
They never left the goddamn top. I guess I'm a little biased. It's like one of my favorite cartoons ever, so...
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Because the last one, B. Smith, was hanging out at, like, D.
Well, she's annoying. She's just bad at that. And she's always like, let's arm wrestle. You're like, shut up and let's not.
Shut up, Miss Man.
God, y'all wanna fight.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching Nieces and Nephews. Please subscribe. Please follow my social media. Please do my dishes. Well, Sean did them earlier, so you don't have to do them right now, but when there are dishes, please do them. And please have a great life.
Have a great life.